Janet Jackson takes the stage in Washington, D.C. tonight to kick off the American concert tour for her newest album called The Velvet Rope. You may have heard in the headlines that this week, while she was getting ready for the concert, there was word that her dad, Joe Jackson, suffered a minor stroke. He's okay. A couple of days ago, before her father became ill, I had a chance to talk with Janet about her career and her life. Janet Jackson is arguably one of pop music's biggest stars, a sexy siren with all the right moves. Jackson's tour of America is to support her latest album, The Velvet Rope. It's her first effort since signing a 4-album, $80 million deal with Virgin Records that made her music's highest-paid performer. Not bad for the youngest of the famous Jacksons, who really wanted to be a jockey. But after hearing Janet's voice on tape, Father Joe Jackson encouraged her to sing. She took the stage with her siblings on their CBS variety show in the 70s.
I forgot. This is our little sister, Janet Jackson.
What do you remember about your first solo performance?
On stage? Nervousness.
Do you remember much of it?
Yes. I remember the whole thing.
Do you?
Yes. I was very nervous, and I remember my brother Randy trying to calm me down before I went on stage. And I don't know what made my father think I could do this, because I was incredibly shy as a kid. He must have seen something that I guess I didn't know that I had. And I messed up. And I was 7 years old, and I got over it, and I wasn't nervous after that.
But Janet didn't become a household name until her 1986 Declaration of Independence, a CD called Control. And that was followed by Rhythm Nation, which would become the top pop album of 1990. But now, with The Velvet Rope, which Jackson says is her most personal album, she emerges from a period during which she battled her weight, depression, and struggled to improve her self-esteem. I read somewhere that you say you like yourself now, after a lot of struggle. How close are you to loving yourself?
You're the first person who's asked me that. How close am I to loving myself? I'm still a ways away, but I'm getting there. I'm still a ways away.
But now Janet wants to share her financial success with children across America by donating a portion of her concert proceeds to General Colin Powell's America's Promise mentoring programs for at-risk children.
The reason Miss Jackson is here, the reason I am here, is because we believe in you. We believe that you can be anything you want to be.
Jackson is also challenging her fans to get into the act and mentor young kids through America's Promise.
It's a organization that that really touches my heart and that I'm really into.
What about it reaches you?
The mentoring programs, more so than anything. I mean, that's what these children need today. Someone to give them the attention, the love, to be there for them, to teach them a marketable skill, someone who is there for them, and to let them know that they are important and they're worth listening to.
Was there somebody in your life that played that role for you?
Aside from my mother, another woman, Mrs. Fine. She was actually our tutor. She taught everyone in my family. I remember times when it was very difficult for me to go to my mother, I would go to Mrs. Fine, and she was there for me always.
You obviously have a great deal of affection for children. Do you think much about being a mother yourself?
You know, I gave it some thought the other day for the first time, and I got anxiety. Not for the first time, but I got major anxiety.
Why?
I was on the phone with my friend, and I saw myself with a child that was mine, and I just could not breathe, and I started getting these hot flashes. And
is it the responsibility that worries you, or?
No, it's not being a good enough parent, really, but it's something that I need to work on if I'm ever to have children, which I don't know.
This is something, a concern for the welfare of children that you share with your brother Michael. What is it, do you think, in your childhood that makes you especially sensitive to this issue?
I think it has to do with feeling that you can go to someone, really. As a kid, I was I was kind of to myself. I was pretty independent, but I would always share things with my dogs because I didn't want to be a burden to my mother, and some things I shared with my brother, who I was very close to at the time.
Let me ask you the one Michael question, and that is, have you had a chance to see what he's like as a parent yet?
Yes.
You've met your nephew?
Yes.
What's he like?
Wonderful.
What's Michael like as a father?
He's great. He's absolutely great. I mean, I happened to walk in the room, and there's Prince sitting in the chair, and he was having breakfast, and Michael was feeding him. He is absolutely wonderful. And he's so outgoing, Prince is, and such a loving baby. He has all this love to give.
Who is Janet Jackson now?
A much happier person. Pleased.
By the way, 25 cents of every ticket to a Janet Jackson concert will go to America's Promise. Doesn't sound like that a lot on the face of it, but if you add it up over 50 concerts, that could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. A good cause. Good Morning America continues in just a moment.